we feel that in order for us to find that love or to kind of determine or make that love known to our partner, that we have to have unprotected sex. Is that like a lack of self-worth, or what do you believe?
I wanted to say something about intimacy. I think that sometimes the fear of rejection stops you from saying, I think that I want to do this, because you think that they may not want to do that, and you don't want to hear that I don't want to be with you, or I want to reject you, or I'd rather just not have sex with you. Unfortunately, sometimes women are socialized to think that they need to please everybody. And part of that pleasing comes from saying yes to everything.
Do you believe it's because of the culture or the way that they were
I
raised?
believe, I think culture plays a part, but I think bigger than that, unfortunately, is that it kind of is across the board for women in general. I think we've gotten a little bit better, but I think the problem still exists. And what Sarah was saying about empowerment is, I think that it's vital to empower our girls so that they become empowered women, instead of teaching women to become empowered. If you ingrain something from the beginning, then it's just part of who you are, it becomes innate, as opposed to learning to empower yourself as a woman. If you're an empowered young girl, then you're more apt to be an empowered woman. So I think we need to focus on giving our girls the power to protect themselves and to say, I want to do this, I don't want to do that. And the flip side of that is to not feel that you are promiscuous because you carry a condom. You're smart because you carry a condom. You're not promiscuous. So don't love me so much that you want to have unprotected sex with me. Love me enough that you will. You know, because
Oh, I like that.
I mean, behaviors are, you know, you tend to have behaviors. You know, we as human beings are creatures of habit. So if you meet someone who is willing to take that chance with you initially, the chances are that that is their behavior. And the flip side of that is true as well. If you meet someone that says, you know, I want to have sex with you, but this is going to be protected, then the chances are that that is their behavior as well. So better to err on the side of the person who wants to be protected than the person who loves you so much that they're willing to take that risk. And you have to have the self-worth to do that.
No, good.
No, I'm done though.
I was just gonna say, maybe we can pass yours from here.
Oh, okay.
So that this, yeah, that way it's.
So I want to talk on the topic of empowerment. I think that Lisa and everyone brings up a very good point. But I think we need to focus on the fact that there's so many reasons behind there's so many underlying reasons on why women engage in unsafe sex. Whether that might be that they're in a relationship where they feel unsafe, and they don't feel comfortable enough to bring up the subject of putting on a condom to their partner. How religion and cultural beliefs play a part in women's comfort level with negotiating safer sex. In some cultures, how sex is viewed, whether it's viewed for pleasure purposes, procreation purposes. You know, there's multiple reasons why. Let's say women are having sex for socioeconomic reasons, and they're feeling like they're in a relationship with someone where someone else is a breadwinner and is, you know, in addition to the fact that money plays a part in relationships, there's also a power dynamic that come along with that. So when a person is a provider and is kind of like the one that's in charge of someone's livelihood, so to speak, the person who's feeling in a position of being less empowered in this dynamic may not feel like they can go up to someone and say, let's put on a condom. If the person wants to do it without it, and that's the way that they prefer to do it, then they were more likely to say yes to that situation.
Why do you believe that?
So, why do I believe that so? Yeah. Well, because I feel personally that if a woman is not in a position of feeling empowered, feeling comfortable with herself, feeling like she's in a place where she, her self-esteem might be at a certain level, she might feel lonely. She might feel like if she says no, she'll be rejected. If she says, I don't want to do it your way, I want to do it my way, how will that play out? There's also situations where a person might be in a domestic violence situation, or where, and sometimes what happens is that sometimes we mistake, there's this illusion, perceived illusion of after I met someone and I'm in a relationship for a few weeks and I'm all in honeymooning, I'm in love, very fast is a transition from, even if it initially started off as being protected, it transitioned to being in an unprotected sex situation. And oftentimes it's not maybe necessarily that first initial thing, but maybe later on I'm in a relationship for 1 or 2 years, and this is my partner, and I know him, and I'm in love, and I'm more, whatever that might be. I might lay my guard down, or I might be married with someone who might be stepping outside of that relationship, and that safe sex is not taking place. So I'm just saying that there are multiple reasons why a woman might not feel that she's in a place to ask or to make that request.